mute us out, guys. So I'm going to get started. Mute your own lines, please, so we can have a nice clean call and I can get out of the way and get started. Guys, we are here in Atlanta. Oh my goodness, had a phenomenal event last night. Louita was our host and Stan, and it was absolutely fantastic. Yes, everywhere you go, people want to learn more about Akana and how they can improve the quality of their lives. And so I'm going to go in and get out of the way because I know our CEO has more to say on that. And I am excited for 18 almost years ago, I met this young lady. And when I met her, she truly made an impact on my life even then because she had fired her boss. And I didn't know anybody making six figures with a corner office company car. Hey, and said, hey, this isn't good enough. I am leaving out of here because it does not serve my purpose for me and the people I love the most. And she walked away from corporate America, guys. Yes, she did, to go out and enable her son to have his mom, and that time could never be replaced. And you see the product we all love, Tariq. But she went on in the social selling industry to become MVP of 3 companies, to build teams in over 46 countries. And if that wasn't good enough, in 2017, she pivoted, came back to corporate America to head up a cannabis company. Who knew cannabis? But one thing about Melissa, she's open-minded. She got the facts, knew how CBD improved the health of others. We started Wakana, now Akana, in 2019. And guess what, guys? We are just beginning. And so I'm going to get out of the way, bring her up, and give it to you, Melissa.
Well, Phyllis, well, good morning. Thank you so much. I tell you what, every time I hear Phyllis give me this tremendous introduction, it brings me back to when I first met Phyllis. It was in an audience of probably 250 to 300 people. I had no clue that Phyllis was actually a part of my team, right? I just knew when she stood up, she was someone who you knew. This lady has it going on. And I'm telling you what, we had a chance to connect. First started off as strangers, then friends, then family. And look at what's happened now. We started this awesome company together. And I'm telling you what, you're still breaking records, helping our team break records. Not only is she our first double diamond, our midwife, helping everyone give birth to unlimited possibilities. Just appreciate you so much. And again, we are on fire today because we are actually in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is exciting for me because it's actually coming back home, right? This is really my second home because I was born in Illinois, way in the southern parts, okay? Sparta, Illinois was actually where I grew up, but born in Redbud. So really wasn't the big city girl in Chicago. Actually moved to Chicago because of Phyllis. She asked me, if I would consider moving there and really working our business back in 2012 together. But it's amazing how life brings you back 360, right? It kind of just keeps evolving. And so I lived in Atlanta actually from 1997 all the way until Phyllis asked me to move to Chicago because I was going to Argentina. I was going to retire, okay? I was going to live off my residual income because you can live over in Argentina for pennies on the dollar, have a butler, learn the tango. But guess what? Made a pivot, thought I would be there for just 6 months to a year. But look at God, it is 2023, okay? We're talking about 11 years later, and we now have this amazing company. So we know it's all a part of God's plan. And I want to just thank everyone. Thank you all this morning for getting up and waking up to Akana, okay? And I want to just say for those of you who might be brand new, good morning to you. And we want to welcome you to the family. Now, the meaning of Akana is in the hands of God. Our mission is we believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright, but offering the most life-changing products and an innovative business. We empower people to elevate to their full potential. Our vision is to elevate the well-being of your body and soul. And so this morning we have such a great lineup, have a few people that are going to really share their perspective on the new, party experience. Really these are experiences. They're parties in the sense that this is something we're familiar with, but we really laid it out unlike any other company, unlike any other party we've ever done in the past. And so I want to, first of all, kind of set the tone today for the morning's call, because I really want to also put things in perspective. Because here's the thing about reality, you can make the best plans in the world, right? But things sometimes seem to fall apart, right? Sometimes things don't happen the way you want it to happen. Sometimes the weather isn't exactly perfect. Sometimes the thunderstorms roll through. And, we had just an experience, I can say this. And, and I love, sometimes when those moments, they say they'll make you or break you, right? It's like moments are sometimes the defining power, right? The defining hour of your life, right? Of how you're going to actually pivot in this moment and respond in a way that's going to take you to the next level. See, life isn't just about what happens to you, okay? It's really about how you respond to what's happening in the moment in which it's happening. And so here we are, best laid plans, right? We're having an amazing event. We knew on Sunday it was going to be just epic. We're coming back to Atlanta, right? Super excited about this reunion, okay? We had a phenomenal time on Saturday celebrating with Jocks Hall, and that was phenomenal, his 36th birthday, and the weather was great. But here we are on Sunday, started off a beautiful day. And yes, Hotlanta is Hotlanta. I mean, we were melting. It was so hot. I mean, melting. But we could smell that there were some clouds in the sky. You could just feel it like, okay, there's some clouds up there, but they weren't yet dark, but you can just tell. It was a different type of pattern, okay? And as we're on our way to the event, one of our awesome leaders and distributors came, picked us up, out in Fairburn, Georgia, right? So, but we had to go to Buckhead. And if you know Atlanta, it's kind of like it's a drive, okay, 45 minutes. And so here we are. We're cruising on the highway. Weather's still perfect. And then all of a sudden, boom, the thunderstorms came, the rain came, and it's no problem, right? It's like, hey, just get it out the way. Got an event happening at 4. We want to make sure everything goes smooth for the people trying to travel. And so, again, no problem. So all of a sudden, we were going to stay on the highway, but made a decision to pivot. We pivoted, okay, because we had to go get some supplies for the event, okay? So we made that pivot. And as we were driving, and, again, it's all a part of God's plan, because I know if we were still on the highway, it could have been a different scenario, guys. But here's the reality. Our car, as we're in front of a light, right, as cars are just speeding by on not the highway, but more, I guess what you call it, a byway, those side roads that are still busy, 4 lanes, but not so busy as a highway, car just stops. It's like, poof, it stops. And here's the thing. The electrical was fine. In fact, the air still ran, the lights were on, but the car wouldn't move. And here we are. It's 3 ladies, okay? It was Kathy, me, Larice. We're in a car on this byway, cars flying by, rain pounding. The event is in an hour and a half. And guess what? We are there right in front of this light, and we can't move. We can't go anywhere. And we're thinking, wait a minute, we're in a city where it's just not the same in the sense that it's not like you can just call someone and say, hey, come pick me up here, right? It's like we're traveling to the city, okay? And so we said, you know what, let's just call Uber, right? We decided to call Uber. Said Uber will rescue us, right? Uber is going to pick us up, get us out of this. And at the same time, we were calling the AAAs, the police, everybody else, right? But we got to get out of this scenario, because all we saw was if we stay there, these big trucks, somebody's going to maybe possibly smash us right in the back, okay? And so we got out of the car, and the Uber finally came, okay? And parked kind of at a distance, okay? And we had some experiences with Uber I never had before. They refused to come and really pick us up, which we understood. Okay, fine, you don't want to come out there. We'll walk to you. So walked over to Uber in the rain, in our flip-flops, walking in puddles, in grass, right? Because he was way behind in this park. All of a sudden, threw the stuff in his Uber and went back to help Kathy, because Kathy had a cane because she just had hip surgery. So we're like, okay, how are we going to help Kathy across this 4-lane highway with her cane? And all of a sudden, it's kind of like God will open the skies to send a hero to you, someone that's willing to say, listen, I know these ladies have a destiny today to get and help bless a lot of people. And so, yes, thank you, God, because he sent us this hero who just pulled up. You know how they say, like a knight in shining armor and a big old white truck. And he's like, what can I do for you ladies? There's something happening. What's going on? You guys are out in the rain. He says, I normally would never stop for something like this. He said, but I even see one of y'all have a cane. What can I do for you today? And we said, just take us over to our Uber. Just get us to the Uber. But guys, let me tell you something. He did that. We piled in his truck. He got us over to the Uber. And do you know, as I was actually opening the back door, the Uber driver had his hands in my purse, grabbing cash out of my purse, okay? And in the moment in which he was grabbing the cash, he looked at me and he dropped the cash and said, see, this is why I can't take you ladies, because look, he said, y'all got all this cash, and he threw it down. So like it was our fault, right? Trying to steal the money, but yet telling us that's why he can't take us, right? And it wasn't a lot of cash. It was just a few 20s stuck in the zipper, right? And so the reality is this, you know, that guy said, what else can I do for you ladies today? He took us, we got in his car. He took us to the store. He did everything we needed him to do. And he said, you know what? I thought I was sent to bless you guys today. He said, but I'm the one that was really blessed. This gentleman was an attorney. He was a blood type B. He was a vegan. He was raw. He was trying everything under the sun to get his health together. He's actually even became a wellness yoga master. He was exactly the type of person. We always say you might go to a city and maybe there's one person God will put in front of you, and that one person can bring you the multitudes. We say that God will move the heaven and earth, right, to help you accomplish your purpose, the will he has for you in your life. And let me tell you something. This gentleman was supposed to be at the airport, redirected his plans, was super just empowered to help empower us as we helped empower him. As he learned about the blood type diet, he had already bought the book, but didn't really still know what to do. As he learned about all the things we do with the bioscan, he had just had a bioscan 2 weeks ago, but the people sold him products with animal cartilage. And he was so disgusted. He said, you know what? I don't know what to do at this point. I'm at a loss. And then he becomes the hero. As we have paper bags on our head, he didn't know who we were. We could have been any kind of person, right? But he made the decision to stop to help us. And then we said, you know what? We're about to bless you. So now guess what? He's gone on the 21-day cleanse. He met the owners of the facility that we were doing business with. He said, listen, I can help you ladies do events all across Atlanta. He's like, I got a big network. I want to be involved in what you're doing. And it's like, look at God, right? See, we could have responded differently. We could have been on that byway, right? And we could have had our hands in the air, just frustrated, just disgusted. We could have said, you know what, why us? Why did this happen? But we didn't do that, guys. Again, life is not what happens. It's how you respond. And in every moment, you must choose to respond in a way that you keep looking up, right? As long as you look up, you can get up, okay? And I'm telling you what, that event was absolutely fire, okay? It was so amazing, so electrifying. And the other thing I will say, it was probably best that it did rain, because had it not rained, we would not have had the capacity to handle everyone that had RSVP'd. We had almost 80 people RSVP for this event, okay? Now, this venue might hold about 50, okay? And we had just about that. I mean, it was probably about 49, 50 people that actually showed up. It was so amazing. And what I wanted to do is really bring up some of our awesome distributors to really share from their perspective. You know, in fact, one of them is going to share from the perspective of Chicago, because the same blueprint you guys are running in Chicago that we've been doing, that's the same blueprint we did last night. And here's what's also exciting. We always say, listen, don't just build your business in your backyard, but you've got to pick 4 different cities to go build in. See, if you want to build momentum, but you're staying in your backyard, your momentum sometimes will be fleeting, because sometimes cities get on fire when other cities kind of go at a downward spiral, right? And so you've got to have multiple cities you're building in. We've been wanting to get to Atlanta, and I'm just so grateful for Christian and Phyllis, because they really set the tone. They said, hey, we're going to do an event in Atlanta on Monday. And then come to find out, I was coming to Atlanta too. I said, you know what? This is my stopping grounds, right? We got to do a Sunday event. And we wanted to pick an area we knew would be central. And we knew Buckhead was right in the heart of a lot of where there's a connection all across Atlanta where they can all drive in. And it worked out so great. I knew that that was a part of God's plan. And so now in September, we're coming back to Atlanta, okay? In fact, I personally might make it my mission to get here at least once every other month, because here's what I know. I know when you find cities that are hungry for what you guys are doing. When you find cities, right, where they're receptive, they're excited. And what was really exciting was the response of the guests. Not only were they lined up buying products, getting their scans, getting their blood types, guys, but these people were so excited about booking events, bringing us back. And so I'm going to bring someone on the line who is such a dear friend to me. We go back probably almost 20 years, okay? In fact, we met at the beginning of a company that was actually called DVD Monster. You know, I talk about different companies we've experienced, and I actually had the pleasure of meeting this young lady way back when, and just super excited to now be in partnership with her, okay? She is on board as a founding member. She's also a diamond dispensary owner, and she is someone who's just so powerful. I remember when we did events with her in the past, she would do these Hawaiian luau's. She would do these different creative events, and her events would always be a party to go to. I mean, you wanted to be at her events. I mean, they were always over the top, always so special, and she has earned herself such a tremendous reputation in the industry of network marketing because of how she cares for people, her connections, her friendships, and the fact that she leads with so much integrity, and just so proud of you, Owita Howard. And we know that big things are going to happen here in the, what do we call it? This is actually, they call it the Dirty South, right? This is Atlanta. This is Atlanta, okay? And so I want you to go ahead and just kind of share from a distributor perspective what you felt, you know, on Sunday.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Melissa will tell you, we met, like she said, over 20 years ago. It was 2021, Melissa. And I love this lady, and I have so much respect for Melissa. And she came last night, and she showed up, and she showed out. She brought her dream team with her: Kathy Weathersby, Phyllis Nash, Sylvia Covington, Christian. And I mean, they just came in and they jumped in because, like she said, the sky opened up as we were driving in, me and my fiance, Stan, as we were driving in, the rain came, the traffic stopped. And so now we're panicking because I know that Melissa was on Ponce de Leon, and that was like 10 minutes away from the venue. We were like 30 minutes away from the venue. So we're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But, you know, I was saying, why of all times for it to rain? But like Melissa said earlier, thank God for the rain. He knew what he was doing. He was in full effect yesterday for this whole entire event because we could not have housed everyone that had RSVP. We were able to accommodate everyone that came. We had enough seating. It was comfortable. It was not hot and humid and muggy, and it was wonderful. And Melissa, thank you again, along with your dream team, for helping us pull this event off. Everyone that attended was excited, just like Melissa said. Everybody was body scanning. We were in there, what time did we get out of there? We started at about 5 o'clock, and we didn't get out until 9. I think it was somewhere around 9 o'clock, doing the body scans, doing the blood typing, because so many people are so hungry for this movement that Akana has created. People want to be healthy, and especially as we start to age and we begin to understand and educate ourselves about, you know, the foods that we're eating and just the importance. And me and my daughters, two of my daughters were there. We had done the cleanse. I did the 21-day cleanse. And before we started the cleanse, Kathy had done a body scan for us. My body scan was actually better than my daughters, who are 20 years younger than me. Mine was better than theirs, but they had a lot of red and blue in their scans. Well, this time, after the cleanses that we did, their body scans were highly improved, and they were super duper excited about the whole thing. So we are on a mission. We will be doing these parties whenever we can get Melissa here. Once we're trained, oh boy, the sky's the limit, boy. We're about to tear Atlanta up and the Dirty South. Melissa, thank you again. Phyllis, Kathy, Sylvia, Christian, thank you all so much. And thank you for allowing me to share, Melissa.
Wow. Thank you so much, Owita. That was awesome. And yes, I cannot wait, you know, to get back here, even though I'm still here. So we're here, guys, for another day. So you got to get people out to Tyrone, Georgia. We're going to be at Hot Tuna, okay, at 5 o'clock. and we're doing it all over again, okay? And it's going to be super exciting because I know Tracy Bolton. We know that also Audrey Jones have flown in. And just again, thank you to all the leaderships. One other person, Wanda, right? Wanda Gant, we want to thank you as well. She was one of our leaders that came in, wasn't coming in to scan, but she saw the need, the demand, right? She saw all the different zones happening because we did the traditional way we do it. And then we, pivoted to of course, the bioscans. Then it became our blood type stations, and then we had to do order stations. Okay, so all the distributors that set their scans up to really help sure we got through that moment, and everybody had a chance to get their scan and stay till 9 o'clock. That was powerful. So yes, thank you, Weeder, for that powerful message. And as you were sharing all the phenomenal people that flew in, just want to give a shout out to one of our own here in Atlanta who can help with these scans because she's local, she's certified, and we are going to really build a dynamic team here in Atlanta. And so with us moving now back up north to Chicago, okay, and we actually have one of our diamond leaders on the line. And this weekend, they actually had some events also in Chicago, and one of them was a training event. So everyone wants to know, how do we do this experience? Well, the good news is we actually have an experience pack that actually we're working to get it launched last week, right, guys? And so it's actually almost at that final stage where we can put it on the site. You can start ordering that. So just stay tuned. You're going to get a blast from Dr. Roz with all the details. But this gentleman has been very instrumental in helping us come up with some of the plays, right? He's been going through them, perfecting them, right? And we've just been going back and forth. And I know in Chicago, you guys had a dynamic weekend. In fact, this is our gentleman who we know he was crowned the #1 money earner, okay? Was really just breaking all the records here at Akana. And so we are so proud of you, Willie Mooney. I know you were a little under the weather, but if you don't mind just kind of sharing this play that's been run and perfected and what happened here in Chicago.
Great morning. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Praise God. Well, let me tell you, I'm so excited about what's happening, and to hear the success that happened in Atlanta really warms my coal, and prayerfully, it helps because I'm so motivated. I'm so energized. I tell you, I am feeling amazing. But I tell you, resistance, from what I'm hearing, always kicks in when there's about to be a breakthrough. And I just want to give a shout out because we've had some people. It rained here in Chicago on Saturday. However, there were some people who pressed through, and they've been pressing through. I mean, on the Wednesdays, on the past couple parties. Joseph Sanford, Coach Joseph Sanford, Coach Ivan Adele, Coach Crystal Robinson, Coach Sherry Eppinger, Coach Paula G, Coach Gerald West, and my wife who trumpeted and came in to help her boo, Coach Ann Mooney. And let me tell you, we couldn't do it without the coaches. I'm usually a hardtail in trying to perfect things, and I try to listen my best to what God says do. And they've just been so patient. We couldn't do it without them because we've been going over this time and time again. And I appreciate every Akana distributor who's been patient for us to put out this pack, this party pack. But I think, I know, and time after time again, after we've been doing these parties, and especially after doing the training, and the response from the training was phenomenal. I did record it. I did what Dr. Roz asked me to do. I recorded it. I'm probably going to send it out to her today after I tweak it. You guys, let me tell you, we have a party model. Give it up for our CEO we've been back and forth, iron sharpening iron, like what's going to work. And not strange enough, not by coincidence, you all know that we have been given a gift from God. You all know that we have been in the hands of God, and we're currently in the hands of God. So I heard during Minister Ernestine's party that she had with Barbara Bates, and I saw one of our top leaders being extremely nervous. And then God spoke to me again and said, take it to the church. Say, I've already, again, given you the system. And, resistance usually kicks in the beginning of the party, and we have completely eliminated that. So, Melissa, I'm super excited that as Moshi would say, we have flipped the tortilla, and it is about to go down. The training was amazing. I think we saw up to 30 people on that training. Of course, they were so excited. We walked them step by step through such a simple, organic process. And then we had the time, right before the training. It rained, so the 3 o'clock training, there was no one who showed up. But I love the fact that all the coaches were there. And I said, you know what, you all, this is just testimony. You guys are ready. You got your bioscans showed up. But we ran the play. Fortunately, I was glad we kept our traditional 10 o'clock and we ran the play. We did our 8 o'clock training, so it was 2 trainings that day. Virtual training, I'm glad that all the coaches around and the people, distributors around the world got a chance to chime in. I know it's going to go viral. But at the same time, that 8 o'clock in-person training, that one-on-one was so amazing, and we got a chance to run the play at 10. That was a 100% closing because we were able to usher people in, not hit them across the head, real hard, but make them feel comfortable in the environment, something that we can do in the homes, make them feel comfortable, and then usher them straight into a space in which they were like, I need to know what my blood is. I need to know what's going on. So short presentation that will be replaced for those who can't do presentations with videos, and then putting something in their hand to allow them to take advantage and make a choice. Man, everybody wanted to choose after that wonderful experience. So, Melissa, I just thank you. You all, I'm fighting. Pray for me. I'm fighting a cold. I don't know what I'm fighting, but my body, of course, is going through a resistance. It's trying to fight off. And I love our black seed oil. Shout out to the black seed oil. But, Melissa, back to you. Have a wonderful day, you all. Love you, Melissa. Back to you.
Wow. Well, love you too, bro. I'm telling you what, you've been holding it down, helping us just really take this thing and take it to the next level. So just appreciate all that you're doing there to help train all the distributors. And that's going to be so exciting to watch that video, guys, but also, too, for you to learn the blueprint and get that party pack that's coming, okay? And so I got a few announcements that I want to go ahead and make. Of course, on Friday, shout out to everyone going to boot camp. In fact, we have, I believe, 98 people that we've allowed in the door. That's based on the capacity, so that means we're capped out at 98 based on the rooms that are available. So if you got on the call Friday, shout out to you. We actually now are working on room assignments, and we'll let you know the details on how you can secure your room if you didn't get the hotel. So everyone that sent their emails, you've already been asking, requesting, just know we have a list, and that team is working on getting all those assignments out and let you know how you can take care of your portion. And the good news, being on the campus, it can cost you as little as like $15 a person per night, right? So for $30, okay, you can have accommodation. So this is super affordable. And so again, we're here in Atlanta, so don't forget about tonight's event in Tyrone, Georgia at Hot Tuna. And I know that one of the selling points, but not for this audience, because I know you guys are all about health and wellness, but there are, I guess, unlimited crab legs. So if you're not a B blood or A blood, you might get a little excited about that. So all the O's out there, that might be the reason you drive to Tyrone for $30. You can have unlimited crab, that Hot Tuna, right? But of course, those guests need to get their scans if they're going to partake in that unlimited crab, okay, for $30, right? And so the flat belly bundle, let's talk about that. We know we had our flat belly promo that sold out. I know a lot of you were thinking it was going to be there Tuesday, but we told you guys we had already kind of sold the inventory to 99.9%, so we didn't want to get in a situation where we couldn't fulfill the orders. But here's the good news. We've been working with the farm, because really our big order is not coming until probably late September, okay? And so we worked something out with the farm where, yes, we've been able to get our hands on 1,000 bottles, okay? So here's the deal. Here's how it works, okay? These are actually 25-ounce bottles, not the 16.9. So instead of 4 of those, you're only going to need 3. So you're getting actually 75 ounces of juice instead of 68 ounces if you do the 4 smaller bottles. And so this will cost a little more. So there will be a special that drops today. You're going to get an email on that. And so instead of the 129, because again, you got 4 bottles, but it was a little less juice. But with the new system, as we now sell out these 1,000 bottles, and I know they're going to go pretty fast, guys. I mean, prayerfully, they're here until next Monday at least. but we do know that these are flying off the shelf, and we keep working with the farm. So we're going to work through these gaps until we get the big order in September. We're going to keep working to figure it out, but don't sleep on this, because you saw what happened last week when you guys tried to get it on the website on Tuesday and they weren't there. Okay. And so this price will be slightly higher, but there is a deal of the day, which means you're going to be able to partake in this probably for the next 48 hours at the introductory price for the 3-pack special with the proteins. Okay. And then it will go up on Wednesday, most likely. So pay attention to your email. Any customer that missed it, you want to make sure they grab up those flat belly bundles when you see them go live on the website. Now, tomorrow is National CBD Day. So we're going to be dropping some more specials regarding CBD. So stay on the look for that. And guess what, guys? Our pain cream bundle ends today. So if you have not had a chance to get that pain cream bundle, you better go ahead and reach out to your customers, because that will go off the website tonight at midnight. Okay, that is going off the website, and also to stay on the look for the flat belly bundle. And so with that being said, we are super excited. A great lineup today. So let's rebound with Akana.com right now. Save our strands at 2:30 p.m. Central. Let's zoom in with Akana at 7:30 p.m. Central tonight. And then, of course, tomorrow, let's wake up with our fabulous, phenomenal Diamond Extraordinaire, Double Diamond Extraordinaire CSO, and that's Phyllis Nash on the Diamond Factory. And so with that being said, we want each and every one of you to have an Akana day, because we're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.